What's up, YouTube? Today we finished off Week 8 of the NBA 2K League regular season with 6 more great games. The playoffs are right around the corner, and the ticket tournament is next weekend. And just a reminder, the top 7 teams in the standings make the playoffs, and so does the winner of the ticket tournament. By the end of the day, the seedings for next week's tournament will be decided, so let's get right into the first game. Knicks versus 76ers.
Sixers Gaming Club, Radiant, the best point guard in the league. He's at the one. Sharpshooting playmaker ZDS and a pure sharp Steves in the middle and a rebounding post scorer. Feast is still at the sharp rim, and Houdini's going to be a sharpshooting shot creator, so he'll still be able to shoot it, but he'll also go down and throw it down on your head. On the other side, for Knicks Gaming, they're at the bottom, looking to crawl their way out, 2-6 on the season. Need a win here to avoid being the 17th seed of the ticket next week. Adam the first is the point guard. He's a sharpshooting playmaker. Ye not is the pure sharp. Goofy in the middle had a slashing rebounder. Nate Call finds himself at the 4, a sharpshooting rim protector. And Idris the GOAT is at a sharpshooting shot creator. Should be a good one. The jumper, no. Feast awkwardly gets the offensive rebound, and ZDS.
Point guards transition going up there, shot creating sharp.
That's a foul on a 3 dirt. Anyone yet? But at some point it's going to. Houdini two-hand jam.
Ended up rolling in towards the paint. Maybe thought the pass was going to come in there from Adam, but then went over towards the corner. But that's just where one more.
We haven't even got to the first 4 minutes and one.
You live with it. That's just one of those days where it's like, okay, the game just didn't want us to really win, because you know that that's the
shooting bad, 4 of 5. The only problem is 76ers are 9 of 10. Illinois. Step back for Idris. The shot clock. Radiant, get your ankles broke, son. Radiant. ZDS. Right badges.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame. That's what people used to in normal pro.
Nate Call. Idris. Goofy with a jam. And Radiant gets his shot blocked. That'll be a shot clock violation. Houdini trying to beat Idris. Steps back.
A more smarter route. But I mean, this is the perfect game plan right there. Dead
today here from New York City. Adam down to Goofy. And that's going to be a flagrant one. Idris. Knicks looking for the lead, and Goofy with a poster on. We've seen the lack of a rim protector really making a difference, and have to win by 33 or more. They can be the #1 seed. Radiant takes it away. One-hand jam. Usually likes to let that lettuce show. Steves. Wow.
Now you're starting to see, too, they're dropping down, getting the double. We talked about somebody on the floor has to be able to do that. Even
7-point deficit for the Knicks. Idris.
Scrimmaging the Warriors when they came into town as well. So, I mean, I think that does give you kind of a clear advantage. No, Cavs Legion wasn't.
And one.
He said, I mean, there just really hasn't been a point in time where we sat
downtown.
It's good, too, just because in there early it looked at.
And Ye not leaks out for the jam, and Knicks got the lead with 3:45 to go. There. All alone, Houdini. Bang. That's a career high. Goofy with a jam. And Radiant lost it and picked up by Nate. Up ahead to Adam. And one. 8 on the shot clock. Idris with a 2-hand jam.
The Knicks pull off a big-time upset as they beat the 76ers 77-70 to improve to 3-7 on the season. The biggest change for the Knicks in this game was moving Idris to small forward and moving Nate to power forward. Making this change allowed Idris, who's been their best player all season long, to be able to run the 5-out offense. And despite not having played on a ball handler all season long, Idris played very well, finishing with 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. But at the end of the day, the Knicks are still 3-7, so it's going to be tough for them to make the playoffs, unless they win the tournament next weekend. And at least this win gives them a little bit of confidence and momentum. Now let's look at the 76ers. This loss drops them down to 6-3, and in this game, they basically ran the same offense they've been running since before the patch. And they honestly played a pretty solid game for the first 3 quarters. They were up 5 going into the 4th, but they just couldn't find a way to score in the 4th quarter. Moving on to our next game, we have Wizards District Gaming versus Grizz Gaming.
13th, let's meet their starting lineup. Demon JT back at the point. Sharp creating sharpshooter. Reach the guy that appears sharp. Gilly in the middle, still on a slashing stretch 5. Jin at the power forward. He's going to be a sharpshooting rim protector. And Boo, surprise, surprise, he's at the 3. A shot creating slasher. That's where you're going to see a lot of the best scorers in the league, and he's certainly one of them. On the other side, Memphis looking to make it 3 in a row after the win against the Bucks last night. Threat at the point guard, a sharp shot creating sharpshooter. Phenom is a pure sharp. D-double in the middle. He's a rebounding post scorer. Universal is a slashing post scorer. An Authentic African is a shot creating slasher. So this will be a big battle here between Boo Painter. I can't wait. 2-0 Boo Painter. That's a dunk. And 1. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Like Painter shrunk.
Yeah, the heights and the builds. That way you get a level playing field and you actually see where the skill gap is. Boo. Gets it to Jin. Jin with the jam. Best build. And I think for a lot of teams, that's what they're going to do. There's the animation, and there's the jam.
Knocked that loose. Something we saw Threat do very well yesterday.
Boo. 2-hand jam this time. 3 to shoot, Jin. And that'll fall. Moving 6 minutes ahead.
I was wondering why I was sitting there waiting for Larry to cue me in. It's like there's no highlights. It did feel like the...
I already like the changes we're seeing on defense. D-double the board in the and 1. Wiz. Stiff arms for days, and he'll finish. Well, hey. Great defense. Threat in the corner. Double A trying to go that mid-range jumper since they've closed the paint off. It's Jin with a 2-hand jam. Threat for 3. Got it.
I mean, if he's just able...
What a block. That was D-double with the block.
The deficit back.
Finnick working against Boo. Boo on the transition. And just dominated double A there. Temperatures outside. Here on the eastern seaboard. Do a little.
I could see him having almost like a 15-20 points to push himself to get close towards 50.
Good rebound by Phenom. Trying to cut into this lead. Double A with a punch. Boo with a block. In the corner, Green baby. And 1. 58-55. Reese to God. Down to Boo. Shot clock running down. Got to get the shot off and a big jam. Posterize. It's Authentic African.
Boo's playing off of him so much, and that's where, if you're Authentic African, you got to start.
We've only had 1 triple-double in the league, and that was Idris. And that's really been the difference when, oh wow. Gets it to Reese to God. And Boo with an incredible rebound. Players in double figures for the district. And then there's a man by the name of Greg Gilly. Throw the oop. Oh goodness.
That counts as assist?
The Wizards beat the Grizz 88-78 in a game that was basically a one-on-one between Authentic African and Boo Painter. This win moves the Wizards to 5-4 and drops the Grizz down to 4-6. In this game, the Wizards might have set the meta for weeks to come. They put Boo Painter on the shot-creating slasher build, which is clearly the best build in the game, and all 4 other players were on a sharpshooter primary. This allowed Boo to have so much space to work in the 5-out, and he ended up finishing with maybe the best game of the season, 45 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists. The Grizz were also running a 5-out offense, but theirs was a little different. Both of their big men were spotting up at the mid-range, so Authentic African didn't have as much room to work. He still had a great game, finishing with 30 points, 4 rebounds, and 12 assists, but it's nowhere compared to what Boo did in this game. Alright, let's get right into our next game. We have Warriors Gaming Squad taking on Mavs Gaming.
Alice. Dimes is a sharpshooting playmaker. Seam is a pure sharp. Haza in the middle is a rebounding post scorer. JLB is a sharpshooting rim protector. And Dayfry is a sharpshooting slasher. First time we've seen him at the 3 this season. On the other side, Golden State Warriors Gaming Squad trying to get off the schneid. They've lost 3 in a row in the middle part of the regular season. Like a pro is going to be at the point. He's a sharpshooting playmaker. Sean Wynn is your shooting guard. He's a pure sharpshooter. Vert's in the middle, a rebounding post scorer. Types at the 4, a sharpshooting rim protector. And B Smooth is at a sharpshooting shot creator. Golden State 1 and 5.
So they're going to be able to space it effectively. The question is, how much of this offense is going to end up running through Dayfry? How much of it is going to...
Dimes. Nice 5. Great pass. They'll set up the half-court set. Like a pro. Didn't have the big name of a Dimes or Compete or Fab. And they get it to go far. Still got 3 games left after this. And the Dimes spins. Gets it to Dayfry. Medium range jumper good. Indicator. Gets it to Dimes. Back to Dayfry. And it's awkward, but it's worth 2 points. Seam. 4 to shoot. And Seam able to get a... Warriors had a nice start. They actually had a 17-12 lead.
That's a good walk back right there, that's for sure. Good pass. Need it.
Like a pro, they needed that.
Need it.
Sean.
Big threes. Why the Sixers were so crazy with it, you know? They were. Hey, y'all go ahead and get y'all's 2. We're gonna get these 3s.
Dimes on the breakaway, and he'll lay it in. Churchley.
Middle of the pack, regardless of the way you look at it. So it didn't really affect us much, but you know, somebody like the
point ball game right now. Seam for 3. Got it.
Have that advantage.
JLB, the German, back-to-back 3s for the Mavs. 55-47. 3:40 to go. Sean Wynn for 3. You gotta have it. 2 from nearby Palmer, Texas. First, they got 52. Under 3 minutes to go, and it's taken away by Dimes. On the break, and lays it in with 2. Sean Wynn. Big triple out of Sean. First time game come down to the intentional fouling.
Down, so you're looking at Liker Pro. You're looking at Sean Wynn, even tight. You just don't want the ball to be in the hands of Vert.
Like a pro. 63-60. They need a 3-pointer, and they threw it out of bounds.
And we have the second upset of the day as the Warriors beat the Mavs 63-60 to improve to 2-6 on the season. Like a pro outplayed the #1 overall pick Dimes down the stretch as he finished with 20 points and 9 assists. Despite being ranked 17th in the standings, Like a Pro has really been a bright spot for this Warriors team. He's had several great games throughout the season, including a game where he outplayed Fab, and today he outplayed Dimes. The Warriors' only chance of making the playoffs is next week's tournament, so hopefully this win gives them a little confidence. The Mavs, on the other hand, are now sitting at 5-4 after taking back-to-back losses. In this game, they switched Dayfry to the shot creator slasher build, but they still let Dimes run point guard for the most part. In the beginning of the season, this Mavs team looked nearly unbeatable, but right now, they're not looking good at all. And with playoffs right around the corner, they need to figure something out fast. Alright, moving on to our next game. We have Pacers Gaming taking on 76ers Gaming Club.
In the ticket, at the 1, Wolf is a sharpshooting playmaker. Swizzerk, he's at the 2. He's playing a pure sharpshooter. Frosty in the middle at a rebounding post score. Tucker locks up, and an athletic finisher. And Gooner is at the pure sharpshooter. For the 76ers, they've lost a game already. It was early, 11 a.m. tip to the Knicks. They made some changes. Gonna have CDS at the point, a sharpshooting playmaker. Feast is a pure sharpshooter. Steez is a rebounding post scorer. Nudini at the 4 as a sharpshooting rim protector. And Radiant, the best point guard in the league, is now at the small forward, a shot creating slash. Wolf out on the break and 1. Gunner. Nice ball movement. AKA Frosty the Truth. 8-2 ZDS. Pretty much struggleville right now for Philly. Tucker with a jam. Radiant top of the key. Houdini. They only average putting up 57 points a game, even though they broke out for their leading his troops. And he's right, he can't give up the three ball. They've allowed the... I mean, in true scouting, you normally know what the plays are called. It's stopping it. There's a hot shot yesterday. You get a contact dunk from near the free throw line, to be honest with you. Two-hand jam.
Wizards Grizz game, where we're saying Authentic needs to start to get more of a flow of shooting the mid-range jumper. Same thing here. I mean, you see
down to the 4, Feast went to the 2, and Feast jammed there by Radiant.
it's where in the timeout too, you get everybody together. You can actually sit down there, just kind of talk about, okay, this is what's happening, what you need to do when you're in these situations, or maybe just try to run more through it. That's something with a shot slasher build that has Dimer on it now too. So
lead still 6. Tucker and one. Trying to reach out and touch the meta, and this is what happens. Bounce. Wolf. Get it to Gunner. The Sixers got to convert on these stops. And Radiant with a tough shot got it to go. Was their lowest output of the regular season. Knocked away. Up ahead to Houdini. This will make it a 6-point game. Steez is right there. We got a 4-point game. Screen there. Wolf was open in the midi. Gunner with a big 3. Got it for Gunner. The 19-year-old from the United Kingdom. Houdini trying to answer, and he does.
and that's just but now you have to work here for a stop.
I foul Frosty right there. I foul Tucker right there. Tucker's the one inbounding. And they take it away, and it's the whole play here. You don't force it up like that. Rebound by Radiant. They still have a timeout. Feast takes a 3, and they've tied it. 63-63. No timeouts remaining. Wolf skips it across the Wizards for the win. And we're headed to overtime. We'll bring it up. And it's a legal screen on Frosty.
So much. Seems like the life was really just sucked away from the Silent Pacers game. He just needs to keep on sticking to what was working.
Radiant with a jam. All with Philly. Gunner down to Frosty. Couldn't find Tucker. Now he finds him. EDS 10 to shoot. Radiant driving in, steps back to the mid-range and hits it.
The 76ers come back and force OT, where they defeat the Pacers 73-69 to improve to 7-3. This was one of the best games of the season so far. It looked like the Pacers would blow the 76ers out early and that it would be a terrible move to move Radiant to small forward. But somehow, they made a crazy comeback and ended up winning in overtime. Despite winning the game, I don't really like the 76ers move of putting Radiant at small forward. He looked uncomfortable out there, and he's a lot better of a point guard. And I expect him to be back at his natural position for next week's ticket tournament. Now let's look at the Pacers. This loss drops them to 3-5 and ends their 3-game winning streak. And the Pacers honestly played a great game until the final minute, where they held a 6-point lead and somehow ended up losing. And now that they're 3-5, they're probably going to have to go 5-1 throughout the rest of the regular season to make the playoffs. This game could easily come back to haunt them later on. But they are playing really good basketball right now, and I expect them to do very well in next week's tournament. Alright, let's get into our next game. We have Raptors Uprising taking on Warriors Gaming Squad.
Like a pro at the 1, he's a playmaking sharp shot creator. Sean Wynn is a pure sharp. Vert in the middle, he's a post scorer. Type is that sharp rim, and B Smooth is that a sharp shooting shot creator. On the other side, for the Raptors, who are currently 4th in the ticket standings. Started right now. This is a big game for them. Kenny at the 1. He's a shot creating slasher. We start all over again. Kenny's at the small forward. He's a shot creating slasher. Toxi's at the 4, a sharp shooting rim protector. King Quay is at a slashing stretch 5. Trey is at a pure sharp shooter. And Josh is a sharp creating sharp shooter. I'm still coming down off of that overtime game where the 76ers were dead to right. If I'm on the 2K development team, I'm thinking that position's always a point guard on the left side of your screen. There goes victory. And now they got the Raptors like a pro. Oh my.
Last time around, that's what we always talked about. The key move that he's going to be doing a lot on that one is getting to that free throw line.
Of the nation's capital. Kenny, two-hand jam. Both of these teams have lost a lot of close ones. Sean runs out again. And that's picking on Josh. Is smooth with it now. A little snatch back. And get the bounce. Kenny gives it to Quay. The Toxies are 3. Second cut into this there. Kenny. Back to Quay. And hits the tray. Really only one team in the league uses stretch 5 consistently, and that's the Whip.
Going straight at Quay in these 1v1s, and then as soon as somebody goes out there, kick it out to a shooter. And still the Toxies.
And we've only played nearly 9 minutes in this one. Trey for 3, had some space, good. You know, in the NBA, you would take like a 33 minutes to go in the first half. To Toxies. Lays it out for Kenny. Back out to Josh. Rhythm 3. Good.
He can mix it up.
Kenny got the animation and gets the jam. Like a pro, uses the window, try to keep it alive. Quay with the board, and they turn it back over to Vert. And that's going to go. 8-point deficit for the Raptors. Trey cuts it as the Warriors have been able to answer.
I mean, it's just been poor defense from the side of Raptors Uprising.
For the Raptors have been questionable at best. Kenny has a chance.
A little bit. You'd have Sean Wayne who's going to be over towards that right corner, but I mean, it's the smarter shot to take.
Wait, he hits the 3. 52-50. Tight two-hand jam. 58-56. The Toxies for 3. Got it. Kenny. That's a good play right there. Stretch 5 and knocks down the triple. And like a pro, it's just putting on a mixtape.
You take that gamble and you go up with it.
Like a pro was drafted in the 56-65. It's nearly an air ball. Trey. Able. Smooth. Nice screen from Vert. Late pass. Still able to finish and one.
It might not even go in. It might split the pair. That's what Type's been doing when Josh is at the line.
Josh for 3. Oh my.
The Raptors beat the Warriors 81-77 to move to 4-6. In this game, the Raptors brought out the same lineup the Wizards did earlier. Kenny, their best player, on a shot slasher, and everyone else on a sharpshooter primary. I personally think this is the best lineup in the game right now, and I expect more teams to use it next week during the tournament. This lineup allows you to put up a lot of threes since you have so many good shooters out there, and limit turnovers since it's a very simple offense to run. The Warriors, on the other hand, are now sitting at 2-7 after this loss, and they played pretty good in this game. It's just that the Raptors got a lot more threes than them. Like a Pro finished with 23 points and 7 assists, and Vert finished with 27 points and 10 rebounds. It's just that 12-5 on the three-pointers is too much to come back from. Let's get into our final game of the night. We have Jazz Gaming versus Magic Gaming.
Magic Gaming. Control at the 1, a sharpshooting playmaker. Supreme at the shooting guard, appears sharp. Marley's in the middle and slashing rebounder. Cam at the 4, he's going to be athletic finisher. And UC Manny at that deadly sharp shooting shot creator at the small forward. For Utah, trying to bounce back after that loss to the Heat, 80-54. It was a beat down, and they've changed a few things up in the lineup. Tiffy's going to be at the point, a shot creating sharpshooter. Stan Breezy, welcome back to the lineup at the pure sharpshooter. Mr. Slaughter's in the middle at the slashing rebounder. Deeds is at the power forward. He's going to be a sharp rim. And then, yeah, I compete. Moving from the point guard to the 3, he's going to be a sharp shooting shot creator. The Jazz and Tiffy. High off the glass, no, but Slaughter's right there. Compete will pull the trigger. It gets the bounce. Control. Gets it Supreme. He answers with a triple. He will bring it up. Boy, lost Manny. I don't know where Manny was going. Eats. Knocked away by Manny. Manny on the break. Clear the runway. Reverse jam. Tiffy. Breezy. You betcha. Tiffy for three. Yes, sir. And a spot in the playoffs if you win the whole thing. Compete with his second three.
Sitting there and you're thinking, I mean, of course, after the ticket, we're going to have a team locked in no matter what. So we know whoever wins there, it's a complete mismatch. So it's just, you can't really compare this ticket tournament either to.
A little more madness to it. Tiffy from downtown. Bang!
The defensive side.
Supreme. Nice ball movement, Manny. 12-point lead after the timeout. They have 7 to shoot. Compete. Down to Slaughter. Oh, my. What great team defense as they collapse in the paint. There's a block shot. Control for three. They lost him. Tiffy threw it away. 5th turnover of the game for the Jazz. Get it out to Manny. Back to King Cam. Compete. They turn it over. All is forgotten. You told her you redeemed yourself.
Hey, you're here. It's every time it goes like a Pacers stream. Any team that's streaming, we're just in there just tapping the chest. If we meet again, going to the 2K chat, start to blow things open.
Up ahead is Supreme. Control. He'll head to the line for 2. Oh, Manny's done a decent job on Compete. And steps in the passing lane there. Manny on the break and the jam. No, Church to shoot. Yeah, I don't
Somebody
know.
didn't look at the clock.
Compete. Somebody might have been open that we didn't see. Scott Cole and Dirk along with you for this final 95 seconds. Tiffy. That will count, but there's an offensive foul. Tiffy still has it. Up ahead of Manny. There's Supreme. Back to Compete for 3. No. No. And somehow Slaughter. Control. We'll take a 3. He hits it. Wow.
Just in case things get fishy, but you don't let it get all the way down to the wire.
They get the rebound. They got 2-point lead. He got a foul. Supreme puts them up by 2 possessions. They go to Tiffy. Tiffy's double teamed. Breezy. He'll take the 3 and hit it. Gonna be a quick. Supreme.
The Magic come back and beat the Jazz to improve to 5-4 on the season, while this loss drops the Jazz down to 5-4 as well. So far after the patch, it looks like teams are going to run one of these 2 offenses, 5 out with the small forward or pick and roll with the point guard. And in this game we saw both of them. The Jazz ran 5 out, while the Magic ran pick and roll. Even though both these offenses have seen a lot of success earlier in the day, neither of these teams played too well on offense. Both of them finished with over 10 turnovers. This was a back and forth game during the 4th quarter, but it was ultimately decided by a great step back move by Control to give the Magic a 2-point lead late in the 4th. Now it's time to look at the seedings for next week's tournament. The seedings were determined by the last 4 weeks of regular season play, and just like the last tournament, the 16 and 17 seed will have to play a play-in game. This is the most important midseason tournament of the season, as not only a lot of money will be given away, but as I mentioned earlier, the winner gets a ticket into the playoffs. So let's go over the matchups really quick. So obviously you have the Warriors and Kings playing a play-in game, and the winner of that will play the Blazers. And the other games in the first round are Raptors versus Knicks, Pacers versus Mavs, 76ers versus Bucks, Pistons versus Jazz, Cavs versus Magic, Heat versus Warriors, and Celtics versus Grizzlies. But that's it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll be releasing my predictions for this tournament later this week. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. I'm out.